Heaven whispered your name on August 31, and Archangel Michael was assigned to hand you something sacred. But you haven't received it yet. Open this before it's rerouted. On August 31, heaven whispered, there are moments in eternity when a name echoes through the chambers of glory, not by chance, not by human request, but by divine appointment. And beloved, that name was yours. It was August 31 when the whisper of your name rose like incense before the throne of the Most High. Not a prayer you spoke, not a word others said, but heaven itself stirred, and your name was breathed out in the council of the angels. This moment was not random. This time stamp is not symbolic. It is sacred. It is scheduled. Heaven chose August 31 as your divine visitation, a set time in glory, a holy interruption in your timeline, a sacred shift in your spiritual atmosphere. On that day, the Archangel Michael, heaven's defender, God's appointed warrior, received an assignment. The command was clear, and it was urgent. Go, the Lord said, and deliver to the one I've named. Place in their hands what only heaven can bestow. You were marked for release, marked for inheritance, marked for movement. But even now, what was dispatched from heaven's treasury has not yet touched your hands. A delay has emerged. A barrier unseen has risen. Something, or someone, is standing between heaven's decree and your delivery. You have felt it. A weight in your spirit. A stillness you couldn't explain. A sense that something is coming, yet somehow withheld. And it is true. It is not imagination. It is interruption. But this delay is conditional. This moment requires spiritual posture. Only those who remain alert, who stay still before the Lord, blind in obedience and watchful in spirit, will catch what was sent. If you move too soon, you miss it. If you speak too loud, you'll reroute it. If you break alignment, you forfeit what heaven longs to hand you. This is not a message for everyone. No, this word is rare, sacred, tailored. It was written, spoken, delivered, for the one whose name stirred heaven's court on August 31. If you feel it burning in your bones, if your spirit trembles as these words flow, then hear me clearly. You are the one. You are the one heaven whispered. You are the one Michael was assigned to. And now, you must prepare to receive what still hovers above you. Type I am anointed in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. By the authority of the living God, by the whisper of heaven, this word comes. This is not coincidence. This is not a viral video, a passing scroll, or another voice among many. This is a divine interruption, a spiritual summons, a sacred dispatch from the realms above, and you, yes you, have been stopped on purpose. You have been found. You have been located. And now you must listen. By the authority of the living God, who sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, by the whisper that pierced the silence of eternity on August 31, this word travels dimensions to find your ears. Heaven's messenger did not stumble upon you. Michael, the warring archangel, the one who wars for destiny, the one who wrestles darkness out of timelines, was given a sealed scroll bearing your name, and on it was written a decree, a delivery, a sacred dispatch. And as you hear this now, it is still in motion. But beware, but with release is at risk. What was assigned to you from the throne room is still hovering, still moving, but it awaits your alignment. It awaits your stillness. It waits on your agreement. If you do not come into position, it may reroute. This is not a scare. It's not a threat. It is a truth, a spiritual law. Heaven never forces what you must be postured to receive. And this is why the restlessness has followed you lately. This is why your spirit has stirred without explanation. Why your sleep had been fragile. Why dreams have come with symbols, shadows, and strange light. Why silence feels heavy. Why familiar comforts suddenly feel foreign. Because something is moving toward you. Something sacred. And your spirit knows it before your mind understands it. There has been no accident here. No randomness. If your eyes are reading this, your ears catching it, your spirit bearing witness to it, then you are the one. This is not a general call. It is not broadcast for the masses. This word has weight. This word carries your mark. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has hidden you until the appointed time. And now the time has come. You are the chosen vessel of this sacred dispatch. You are the name whispered into the atmosphere on August 31. You are the one Michael was sent toward. You are the carrier of something too heavy for casual hands. This is why the warfare intensified before this moment. This is why the disconnections, the betrayals, the silent battles came. Because something from heaven is approaching, and the enemy could sense it. But he couldn't stop it. But hear this carefully: if you do not align, it will not wait. If you are not still, it will not settle. If you speak too soon, act too fast, or fall into confusion, it risks rerouting. And heaven is too intentional to waste the sacred. So take heed. You must come into alignment. You must steady your spirit. Michael is not withdrawn. He waits. He waits for your yes. Your name was whispered. Your season was opened. And now, heaven is watching your response. Type "I align with heaven" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7733 is now released over you. But something is delayed. Something is standing between heaven's release and your hands. Listen closely, beloved. For even though your name was whispered in heaven, even though the delivery was authorized, even though Archangel Michael was sent with divine speed and sealed instruction, still, you have not yet received what was assigned to you. Why? Because there is a war in the unseen, a disruption in the spirit realm, a sabotage cloaked in silence. Whispers have gone up against you. Unseen tongues have spoken what they dared not speak aloud. Eyes you've never seen have watched your every move. Shadows have followed you, not to destroy, but to delay, to plant confusion, to distort timing, to sow emotional fatigue. This is not paranoia. This is not your imagination. This is real. You felt overlooked. You've wondered why others are being blessed while you've remained hidden. You've asked, did heaven forget me? But hear this now. You were not abandoned. You were concealed. Hidden by design. Covered by grace. Protected from interception. Had your blessing been released earlier, it would have been stolen. Had it fallen into your hands before this moment, it would have crumbled under sabotage. This mystery, this delay, has felt unfair, but in truth, it was mercy. And yet now the season has shifted. What was once concealed is now scheduled for release. But the spiritual interference still lingers. You have felt it in the atmosphere, the way your emotions have been scattered, how your focus has weakened, how the familiar feels foreign. People you once trusted now feel distant. Environments you once thrived in feel uncomfortable. It is because what was delayed is beginning to break through, and the enemy is growing desperate. He knows he cannot stop heaven, but he will attempt to disorient you. Listen, the interference is real, but so is the assignment. The delay has come, but so has the deliverer. The shadows linger, but so does Michael. The enemy senses you're marked, but he doesn't know the full decree. He doesn't know what's inside the sacred package. He only knows it bears your name. Tovi's throwing emotional snares, relational distractions, weariness in your bones. He's trying to get you to disqualify yourself before the delivery can drop. But he's too late, because the whisper has already gone out. The order has already been signed. The scroll has already been sealed, and the hand of Michael is still moving toward you. So even now, something is being hidden, but not from you. It's being hidden for you. Heaven is not withholding. Heaven is protecting. Heaven is preserving. Heaven is watching your posture. The mystery you're facing is not a punishment. It's a divine misdirection to confuse the enemy, while the sacred package finds its landing strip. You've cried out, asking why you feel so out of place, why your emotions are shifting, why you feel both close and far. It's because the atmosphere around you is being cleared. The hand of Michael is cutting through the fog. The scroll he carries is glowing with your name. He is alive. It is sacred, and it will not fall to the ground unless you fall out of alignment. Stay in place. Stay in posture. Stay in silence. Heaven is still en route. Type "I will not miss IT" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8888 is now unfolding over your timeline. And if this word pierced your spirit, if this divine dispatch stirred something deep within, then listen closely, because this is not just a message, it's a mantle. A call to help heaven reach more souls before it's too late. When you sow into this prophetic well, whether through super thanks, YouTube membership, or a PayPal seed, you become a vessel of divine reach. You're not giving to a channel, you're releasing light into timelines, opening scrolls, and unlocking destinies. The harvest is ready, and your support helps scatter the seed into souls who are still waiting for their whisper. The link to sow via PayPal is in the description below. Let the same fire that met you meet someone else through your obedience. Sow with faith. Sow with purpose. So like heaven whispered your name. And now move prophetically, don't delay. The delay is not denial, but warfare in the unseen. Hear this in the spirit. What is delaying you is not denying you. It is not rejection. It is not failure. It is warfare, strategic, targeted, unrelenting warfare in the spirit realm. This battle didn't begin on earth. It was stirred in the heavens. The moment your name was whispered on August 31, the moment Michael was assigned to deliver what's sacred, the atmosphere around you shifted. What was once door interrupted. Why? Because hell does not fight what isn't dangerous. You are not delayed because you're weak. You're delayed because you're marked. Hell has heard your name, but not the full decree. Darkness doesn't know what's inside the sealed scroll, but it senses the weight of it. The enemy doesn't know the exact day or hour of its arrival, but he knows enough to stir confusion, provoke resistance, and distract your soul. And so the conflict that surrounds you right now is not just circumstantial, it is spiritual. It's not random. It's not chaos. It's calculated resistance against divine release. That's why everything feels out of order. That's why old patterns are trying to re-enter. That's why the pressure has intensified right when it should be breaking. That's why people who once covered you have grown quiet. That's why some doors shut for no reason. Because there is a war happening in places you cannot see, in rooms where your name has been uttered, in realms where decisions are being made concerning your elevation. And still the scroll moves toward you. The hand of Michael has not withdrawn. The delivery is not lost. But your response in this moment determines its manifestation. When pressure comes, will you panic or will you posture yourself? When silence falls, will you fill it with noise, or will you let heaven fill it with instructions? When confusion clouds your mind, will you yield to the fog, or stand in the authority of alignment? Hear me, heaven is watching how you respond. Not because God is testing your worth, but because divine release requires spiritual cooperation. There are moments where stillness is not weakness, it is warfare. Silence is not surrender, it is strategy. Obedience is not delay, it is delivery posture. You cannot fight for what was meant to find you. You must be still enough to receive it. This is where many miss it. They confuse divine silence with divine distance. They misinterpret hiddenness as rejection. They start fighting battles they were only meant to outlast. But not you. You are being summoned into spiritual maturity. You are being called into discernment. You are being pulled into the holy rhythm of heaven. You must not react. You must respond. You must not chase. You must position. You must not fear. You must remain. Because the delay is not proof of denial. It is proof of the glory that is coming. And the longer it's been held, the heavier it will fall. Archangel Michael is not fighting for your comfort. He's not fighting for your temporary breakthrough. He is fighting for the divine plan etched in your name, sealed in heaven's archive. And now, even though darkness has tried to intercept the scroll, heaven is waiting on your response. Because the response that rises from your mouth, the posture that flows from your spirit, that is what determines whether the delivery lands or routes. Type "I will respond" in alignment in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5151 is now surrounding your house. Within 72 hours, what was delayed will either arrive or be rerouted. Let this be clear. This is not a general message. This is a divine summons wrapped in urgency. The realms above are moving. The scroll in Michael's hand is glowing hotter. The timing is exact. The instruction is holy. And the next 72 hours are critical. What heaven has released, what hath been hovering just outside your reach, is not far, but it is fragile. It is sensitive to alignment. And in this window of divine time, what you do, or fail to do, will decide if it lands in your life or gets redirected. The scroll was never canceled. The delivery was never forgotten. But someone, yes, someone, has moved to block what was yours. Their words were subtle. Their actions were cloaked in smiles. Their motives were quiet. But in the spirit realm, a plot was stirred, A resistance was whispered. A spiritual ambush was set in motion to intercept what was ordained for you. Do not take this lightly. You felt it in your bones. You sensed the shift in relationships. You've seen the strange patterns, missed calls, awkward delays, missed opportunities. It's not natural. It's spiritual. And yet, the enemy has made one fatal miscalculation. You are not unaware. You are not sleeping. You are not weak. And this warning has now located you before it's too late. Within the next 72 hours, the spiritual package must find a resting place. If your posture aligns, if your silence is held, if your discernment sharpens, it will arrive. But if your spirit drifts into distraction, if your emotions make decisions your faith should govern, if your voice speaks out of panic, it will be rerouted. Not lost, not destroyed, but sent back into divine storage until the next appointed time. But why wait for another window when this one is open right now? You must understand, spiritual mail is heavy. It is weighted with prophecy, drenched in favor, and coated with blueprints. And the enemy seeks not only to delay it, but to intercept it. To confuse you, to pull you into carnal thinking, to bait you into reaction so that what was meant to crown you passes over you. But not this time. You are hearing this word because you have entered a holy threshold. Your name still echoes in heaven. Michael is still assigned. The scroll is still marked. And even now, signs are beginning to move in the earth. Pay attention. There will be strange dreams, ones that feel weighty. There will be repeated numbers, clocks flashing divine timestamps. There will be sudden disruptions, relationships that suddenly end, or offers that suddenly stall. These are not coincidences. They are prophetic clues. The signs are coming to confirm what your spirit already knows. The delivery is near. The package is loaded. The assignment is active. But you must remain hidden in obedience. You must speak only what the Spirit gives you. You must resist the urge to explain, to vent, to figure it out. The enemy is listening, watching, waiting for one breach in your alignment. So stand still, focus, unshaken. Let Michael war for you. Let heaven surround you. Because if you do, what was delayed will descend. What was withheld will manifest. What had been rerouted will find you again. But if not, this word becomes a record. This moment becomes a witness. And the scroll will return sealed until the next cycle. Type "I will not break alignment" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4444 is sealing your gates even now. Do not chase. Do not panic. Heaven fights when you rest. In this hour, the temptation to move prematurely will be fierce. The urge to explain yourself, to defend your silence, to prove your worth, to seek answers. But hear me in the Spirit. Your defense is not required in this battle. Your stillness is. This is not the time to chase what is already assigned to find you. This is not the time to explain what God is doing in silence. This is not the time to push open doors that heaven has already commanded to unlock. This is the time to rest in your authority, to stand still while heaven wars on your behalf. The Spirit of the Lord would say, stand still and see the salvation of your God. Not tomorrow, not next week, doubt, Rest is not inactivity, it is trust. It is obedience at its highest form. It is the posture that confuses every dark force sent to stop your delivery. When you rest, you declare, I trust heaven's timing more than I trust my fears. And that declaration shakes the foundations of every trap that's been planted in secret. Do not move unless the Spirit moves. Do not speak unless the Spirit speaks. In the next few days, the enemy will attempt to provoke your movement. You will stir emotions, create confusion, even resurrect old battles to tempt you out of position. But understand this, it's a trap. A cleverly disguised tactic to break your alignment and make you forfeit what is already en route. Heaven does not need your hustle, it needs your obedience. Michael does not need your strategies, he needs your silence. Your rest is not a withdrawal, it is a weapon. When you become quiet, it is not weakness, it is warfare. Silence frustrates hell because hell thrives on reaction. Your stillness is not inactivity, it is alignment with the frequency of heaven. It is saying, I don't need to see it to believe it. I don't need to feel it to know it's near. I don't need proof to posture myself. This delivery is sacred. This moment is fragile. And the less you speak, the more you'll see. Heaven's language is not noise, it's alignment. And heaven only deposits what is too holy into vessels that are still enough to hold it. You must now become the container that can carry what is coming. Withdraw, not in defeat, but in consecration. Go silent, not in fear, but in focus. Let your spirit speak louder than your voice. Let your tears become prayers. Let your breath become intercession. This is the sacred stillness before the drop. Because even now, Michael is warring for you. Even now, the scroll is glowing with fresh oil. Even now, your name is still echoing in heaven's court. But Michael cannot deliver to a moving target. The package cannot descend on instability. The sacred cannot settle in chaos. You must be still, not to delay it, but to secure it. Let this word anchor you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not the ones you see. Not the ones you feel. Not the ones sent in secret meetings, whispered in hidden places, orchestrated behind your back. Heaven has already countered them. Michael has already blocked them. And the delivery still bears your name, but only if your hands are still enough to receive it. Remain unshaken. Rest in the fire, and let heaven finish what it started. Type I will rest and receive in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9119 is covering you now in divine shelter. You are not delayed. You are being prepared. Now hear this loud in your spirit. You are not behind. You are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned for the kind of release that requires holy maturity. The world may call it a delay, but heaven calls it development. What you thought was postponement was actually precision. What you saw as silence was preparation in disguise. What you assumed was heaven ignoring you was actually heaven investing in you. Because what's coming into your life is not common. It is sacred. It is weighty. It cannot be handled with casual hands or impatient hearts. And so God, in His mercy, pulled you back, not to punish you, but to fortify you. To break what needed breaking. To rebuild what had to be realigned. To silence every voice in your life that could not hold the next version of you. You're not who you were. You don't speak the same. You don't discern the same. You don't tolerate what you once did. The stretching, the quiet seasons, the deep disappointments, all of it was the furnace that recoded your spirit. You were not being buried. You were being upgraded. You are now equipped to carry sacred assignments without leaking under pressure. You are now able to stand in rooms that would have swallowed the old you. The delay didn't destroy your destiny. It prepared your hands to finally receive it. You've outgrown the lies. You outlived the sabotage. And now, your wings are ready. That's right. Wings. Not for running. Not for hiding. But for rising. You're not crawling out of this season. You are flying out of it. The fire did not break you. It burned off what couldn't go with you. The shadows you endured weren't your grave. They were your cocoon. And now, heaven is releasing you to rise above every storm, every rumor, every trap that was designed to contain you. You are light. You are wind. You are heaven's secret weapon. And the time has come to walk in that revelation. To walk boldly. Not because you figured everything out, but because heaven has already gone before you. Speak with authority. Not because you have all the answers, but because the Spirit within you bears witness with truth. Stand tall. Not to prove a point, but because you are proof of what the oil of God can preserve. This is not about perfection. This is about posture. This is not about showing off strength. This is about carrying sacred weight. You've been chosen to handle what others cracked under. You've been assigned to hold what others mishandled. You are not fragile. You are fortified. You are not desperate. You are designated. You are not waiting for approval. You are moving in authority. Let every shadow know you are not coming back the same. Let every delay know you are not discouraged. You are delivered. Let every voice that tried to bury you know you are breathing. You are rising. You are burning with holy fire. You are what the delay was afraid of. You are what the enemy tried to prevent. You are the reason the warfare intensified. Because what's been placed on your life, the anointing, the assignment, the alignment, it cannot be contained by past seasons. And now, you will no longer walk under the label of delayed. You will walk as one who has been divinely deployed. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3333 is now lifting you above every low place. This delivery holds the key to your next unlocking. Now lean in, for this moment is not ordinary. It is prophetic. You were not just called to hear, you were called to receive revelation. What is coming into your life is not merely an answer to prayer. It is an answer to assignment. The scroll that has been delayed, the dispatch that has been hovering above your atmosphere since August 31, does not just carry things, it carries transformation. And now the heavens declare over you, the sacred package is not a possession, it's a prophecy. This is not just a blessing, it's a blueprint. Not just favor, but a final unlocking of what hath been sealed within you since before you were born. What is attached to this release is more than doors, it's dimensions. More than answers, it's authority. You are not receiving something external, you are receiving confirmation of who you truly are in the realm of the Spirit. The delivery you're about to receive hath been signed by heaven's own hand, and written on its surface are the words, "For the next." It's the release that transitions you from wilderness to movement, from intercession to manifestation, from waiting to walking in it. What comes with this package will unlock access to doors you've never dared knock on. It will attract favor that makes no logical sense. It will release divine relationships, not distractions, not delays, but divine alignments that carry the breath of God. Yes, it will bring promotion, but not the kind men give and take away. It will bring kingdom visibility. Yes, it will bring provision, but not from the systems you've depended on. It will carry the kind of provision that flows from obedience. Manna for the mission, will for the lamp, light for the path. This is why the delay has been so intense. Because what's coming is too weighty to be mishandled, too holy to be rushed, too sacred to fall into your own hands. So heaven protected it, concealed it, and now prepares to release it. But listen, this is not just about what is coming. It's about who's watching. The courts of heaven have not only recorded your name, they've recorded your tears, your discipline, your surrender, your yes when no one saw it, your trust when nothing made sense. And now, by the decree of the Most High, your name has been spoken in chambers where angels bow. And they are moving, swiftly, precisely, with urgency. Because heaven has decided, this is the hour of your unlocking. You are not stepping into increase only, you are stepping into divine unveiling. The mystery is being revealed. The scroll is being opened. The heavens are declaring, now is the time. This sacred delivery was not meant to simply bless you, it was meant to reintroduce you. The heaven, the earth, even to yourself. Because who you thought you were is too small, too limited, too bound to the past. The one heaven sees is bold, anointed, carriers of fire, breakers of curses, builders of altars, keepers of glory. This package is the proof, the final unlocking, the spiritual evidence that you have crossed over, not in your strength, but by divine appointment. So get ready. The key is near. The scroll is unfolding. The atmosphere is pregnant with manifestation. And what is approaching you carries the future inside of it. Type I receive the unlocking in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1001 is now activated in your next chapter. You just heard the prophetic unlocking, now take part in it. When you sow into this kind of word, through YouTube membership, super thanks, or a sacred PayPal offering, you're not giving to a person, you're activating something prophetic in the spirit. You're helping this fire reach others whose names are also waiting to be whispered in heaven. Every seed becomes a spark. Every gift opens another scroll. Every act of support becomes a divine transaction that echoes in eternity. You'll find the PayPal link waiting in the description below. Now move like someone who just received the key. Don't watch the blessing move past. Be part of how it flows forward. Support what is holy. Sow into what is unlocking. Move now, as one chosen to carry light. Say yes to alignment. Heaven awaits your agreement. Now that the scroll is near, now that the whispers have turned into movement, you must respond. Because the spiritual realm does not move without agreement. God can assign it. Michael can carry it. The heavens can declare it. But only you can unlock it. Your voice, your spirit, your posture, they are the final P in the ignition of this prophetic release. You must say yes. Not a soft yes. Not a fearful yes. But a bold, uncompromising, covenant-level yes. Heaven is not waiting on your perfection. It's waiting on your alignment. Not your logic. Not your past. Just your willingness to say, I receive what is mine. I align with the assignment. I will not let it be rerouted. This is not a passive season. This is a turning point. What you speak in this moment doesn't just enter the air, it enters the archives of heaven. Your response is not just reaction, it's registration. Because this sacred package bears your name, and heaven cannot deliver to a house that won't open the door. God will not force the release upon a soul that won't come into covenant with it. This is your moment to rise, to take your place, to speak your agreement into the spirit realm with unshakable faith. Say it with fire. I receive. I align. I will not be distracted. I will not retreat. I will not question what I already discern. I will not let it be rerouted. This is where destinies either manifest or miss their window. This is where names echo in agreement or fall into silence. This is where those who feel called become those who respond to the call. And you, yes, you, are being called to activate what was already announced. Let your past stay silent. Let your doubts die here. Let your old identity fall to the ground like dust. You are not delayed anymore, you are in position. You are not confused, you are clear. You are not weak, you are divinely dangerous. The enemy's greatest fear wasn't your pain. It was this activation. Because once you say yes, fully, boldly, fearlessly, everything begins to move. Everything begins to unlock. Everything begins to shift. This is not about hype. This is not about emotional reaction. This is spiritual registration in the courts of heaven. The scroll with your name is still hovering. It is not yet rerouted. The courier still stands. The gate is open. A wind is shifting. But the final trigger is your response. So declare it. Out loud. In the spirit. In the comments. In the secret place. In your tears. In your posture. Let heaven hear your yes and let hell tremble at your agreement. Because when you align, the package lands. When you align, the breakthrough breaks open. When you align, what was locked for years becomes unsealed in minutes. Don't sit passively. Don't observe. Don't wonder. Move. Speak. Activate. Step into the territory already written with your name. The scroll has arrived at your atmosphere. Heaven is listening. What will you say? Type I align with my destiny in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1221 is unlocking scrolls over your life right now. As you sleep, as you wait, angels move on your behalf. And now listen closely, for we are stepping beyond what can be seen, beyond what can be explained. We are entering the silence, not the absence of sound, but the dimension where divine transactions take place. This is the place where spirits are awakened, where assignments are exchanged, where heaven moves without needing your permission, only your posture. While you waited, while you've wept, while you've warred in your thoughts, something sacred has been moving on your behalf. Every breath you've taken in obedience, every night you laid down and whispered, God, I trust you, even when you felt nothing, it was heard. It was documented. It would win. Heaven keeps better records than you realize. You thought you were simply surviving the night, but in the unseen, angels were circling. Michael himself was measuring your atmosphere. The scroll in his hand has hovering over the coordinates of your surrender. And in that silence, that still place of complete yielding, an exchange began. Heaven did not require your performance. Heaven required your surrender. And in your quiet obedience, something was lifted and something was loosed. What was stolen is being reassigned. What was silenced is being reawakened. What was delayed is being delivered. What was hidden is now surfacing, not because you found it, but because heaven has released it. You don't need to see it to know it's real. You don't need confirmation from people when you have confirmation from presence. There are moments, holy moments, when the Spirit moves in such depth that your flesh cannot interpret it. And this is one of those moments. Your spirit knows something has changed. You may not see it yet, but you feel it. The dreams are sharper. The timing is different. The air around you feels heavier, not with burden, but with divine activity. This is the silent exchange, a realm where tears become contracts, where stillness becomes strategy, where sleep becomes surrender. You thought you were resting, but in truth, heaven was negotiating on your behalf. While you slept, the angels moved. While you waited, the scroll was opened. While you stayed silent, Michael advanced. And now, in this moment, the shift you felt in your spirit is beginning to manifest in your timeline. Understand this. Your spirit felt it before your mind could comprehend it. A tension in your chest. A restlessness that made no sense. That sudden stillness that overtook you. It was heaven touching the earth around you. You are not crazy. You are not imagining it. You are discerning a realm most people never even touch. Because this delivery is not made to the surface version of you. It's made to your true identity in the Spirit. This is why the enemy wanted to exhaust you. This is why he tried to make you quit before the release. Because he knew that if you ever stood still long enough, heaven would finish what it started. But now, because you did not faint, something holy is landing. The scroll is opening. The exchange is finalizing. So breathe. Sleep. Rest. Stand still. Because while you remain in posture, the exchange continues. Heaven is settling debts. Heaven is recovering years. Heaven is sealing what was once delayed and handing it back with interest. Nothing is lost. Everything is rerouted back by divine order. And now, it's yours to receive. Type "I receive what was returned to me" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 6161 is now establishing divine reversals in your life. What they delayed, they must now return sevenfold. Now hear the word of the Lord rising like a roar through the courts of heaven. Justice is moving. Not the kind handed down by men, but the kind forged in the fire of God's righteousness. The scales are shifting. The things that were stolen from you, delayed around you, hidden beneath layers of manipulation and resistance, they are being brought into the light. The season of silence is over. The days of unseen warfare are giving way to a divine reversal. Yes, a reversal. Heaven does not forget injustice. Heaven does not overlook sabotage. Every delay the enemy authored, every secret plot designed to intercept your scroll, every lie spoken in hidden places against your name, they are being overturned by decree. The throne of God has weighed the matter, and the verdict has been sealed. What was withheld shall be returned. What was rerouted shall be rerouted back to you. What was held hostage shall be released with divine speed and sevenfold increase. The Spirit of the Lord says, I have seen the oppression. I heard the cry, and I will respond with thunder. I will restore with fire. I will vindicate what man could not fix. You thought they got away with it. You thought the silence meant permission. You thought the delay meant defeat. But what you didn't see was the divine patience of God, preparing a perfect moment for righteous reversal. Every injustice was noted. Every rejection was recorded. Every sabotage was written down in heaven's books, not to condemn you, but to prepare a day of divine reversal that cannot be undone. Now the stone they rolled against you, that heavy obstacle they placed to seal off your promise, it is being rolled away, but not just to free you. Oh no. It is rolling back onto them, not by vengeance of the flesh, but by justice of the Spirit. Those who misjudged you will now witness your elevation. Those who lied on you will now watch your restoration. Those who tried to bury your scroll will now witness it opened in full display. You will not have to fight for your name. You will not have to argue your anointing. You will not have to prove your calling. The reversal is your vindication. The justice is your confirmation. And the weight of what is coming will silence every tongue that rose against you in judgment. Let this settle into your spirit. What was once used against you will now be used for your rise. And detour that broke your heart, that betrayal that wounded your soul, that delay that made you question your worth. Heaven has reversed the current, and the stream that once flowed against you now flows with you. You are not walking in resistance anymore, you are walking in divine recompense. This is why the warfare was so intense. Because the justice of God is not just correction, it is compensation. And heaven is about to compensate you with glory, with acceleration, with divine visibility, with weight that cannot be stolen again. So rise, not with bitterness but with boldness, not with revenge but with righteousness. The Lord your God is your defender, your judge, your avenger, and your restorer, and he has ruled in your favor. Type "Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7788 is now executing divine reversal on your behalf. On August 31, your name was spoken, Michael was assigned, and your sacred delivery was released. Let this echo in your soul like thunder from the throne. It is done. The name that was whispered in heaven was yours. The scroll that was written was for you. The angel that was assigned still stands at your gate. August 31 was not just a date. It was a divine declaration, a timestamp in eternity where heaven marked you for something holy. And now, by the authority of the Most High, we declare, you are no longer waiting. You are walking into it. Your sacred delivery has not been forgotten. It was preserved. It was protected. It was prepared until your spirit can carry it. Heaven does not waste what is weighty. Heaven does not release what has not been reverenced. And because you remained, because you stood still, because you postured your heart, it's being placed into your hands. Let this blessing now wrap around you like wind and fire. May your hands never miss what heaven has sent. May your silence be your strategy and your strength. May your discernment increase like never before. May your gates be sealed from every false voice and familiar trap. May your name remain etched in the archives of glory, sealed, seen, and sent. And now, by the authority of the whisper, by the weight of the scroll, by the warfare of Michael, by the justice of God, the package will not be rerouted. It will find you. It will fill you. It will unlock the next. And it will deliver you into rooms that your pain tried to disqualify you from. You are chosen. You are marked. You are postured. You are remembered. And you are no longer waiting for confirmation. You are the confirmation. So rise. Not in fear. Not in hesitation. But in full awareness that you are standing in the moment that eternity scheduled. The whispers of heaven have not ceased. They are now declaring, it is time. Release it to them. They did not miss it. The gate is open. The scroll is descending. And the seal has been broken. Now go not back. Not small. Not silently. But boldly, for the manifestation of what was whispered is now becoming visible. Type I will walk in what was spoken in the comments if you receive this message. Funnel bliss and code 9999 is surrounding your entire atmosphere now. Before you leave this moment, pause and feel the weight of what just reached your spirit. This wasn't just a message, it was a heavenly delivery. And now, I invite you to become a vessel for someone else's divine unlocking. By supporting this mission, through a YouTube membership, a super thanks, or a PayPal offering, you help carry this fire into the lives of those still waiting for their whisper from heaven. The scrolls will not be sealed again. The word must keep flowing. Your seed fuels the reach. Your gift breaks the silence for someone else. Your support becomes the bridge between revelation and manifestation. The PayPal giving link is in the video description below. So as one who just received. Give like someone who knows the power of divine timing. Release support as worship, and watch heaven respond in full. Bless what bless you. Carry what carried you. Move now, as one who is no longer waiting but activated.